Hey, it's Gwen Fox, and I am so glad that you're here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because I and the whole group would love to have you. Now, maybe I should tell you who I am and what I do. I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, and I'm an art mentor coach, and I teach the mind creativity connection. There you have it. Now, there are several things that happen in a workshop or in mentoring. There are a couple of questions that always come up, but there's always something else that comes up that I bet that you're going to recognize in yourself. So let's get going and find out what it is. Okay, this is going to be a short video on something that I feel is very important to you as an artist. Now, I realize that when you come to YouTube, you want a demo because it gives you ideas, and let's face it, we all love to see how other artists create, and I am no exception. I get it, but there are also things that you need to be aware of so that you can really grow as an artist. One of the most common things that I hear from artists is this: I would love to become a really good artist, but my XYZ won't let me. That XYZ could be your family obligations, your health, fear of failing, lack of funds at this time in your life, not enough education, you don't have access to workshops you want to take, or it could even be the excuse of being too old to start to fulfill the dream that you had when you were young. The sky's the limit when it comes to excuses. Literally, the sky is the limit. Here's how the mind works. If you think that you can't create art because of your many excuses, then that's uniquely yours, then your very fabulous, dedicated lizard brain will do everything in its power to prove you are correct. Your doubts become self-fulfilling prophecies, and you are let off the hook. Why? Because your brain says you are correct. So here's the skinny. You can choose to go along with your excuses, which a lot of people do. That, by the way, is actually the easy way out. And if you do that, you won't ever even have to feel uncomfortable, nor will you have to ever change yourself or challenge yourself. But let's face it, you will never have another failed painting because you never tried. The downside is that you will not ever realize your artistic potential. It will always be a dream in the future. You go to bed each night and you assure yourself that you would have done it, and you fill in with whatever excuse that you have chosen to be your very best friend. Or you could take a chance and get very uncomfortable by committing to not use your excuses as a crutch. Let's face it, we all have excuses. I bet I have more than you. But if you wanted to try to be uncomfortable, you could study. With all those artists that you love on YouTube, you could go to a local workshop. You could go to an out-of-state workshop. You could hop on Pinterest, get some exciting ideas to propel you to what you want to come. You want to become the best artist that you can be. But it sounds easy to make this decision and do what I've just mentioned, doesn't it? However, it isn't easy, and you know this. This is why you're not doing it. Doing what I've talked about requires that you have to change your mindset. It's kind of like knowing that, you need to lose weight, but you never do it. Been there, done that. Your mind and your heart must be in alignment with your desire. So I'm going to invite you to do this. I'm going to invite you to dig deep and ask yourself if you are really, and I mean really, committed to making this dream of you becoming a really good artist a reality. If so, then it's time to challenge yourself and move past your XYZ excuses, whatever they are. Instead of dreaming about this change, you need to ask yourself, what is the one thing that you're willing to do today, not tomorrow, to step out of your comfort zone. And I've talked about the comfort zone many times because we all, unfortunately, we all know this zone well. In order to get out of your comfort zone, you need to be hungry for the opportunity that to be a really good artist. If you're not hungry, you're going to find yourself saying the word but a lot. So here is the good thing about committing to your dream. When you commit, you notice things start to fall into place. It's like when you're painting and your painting is in that teenage stage. You know what that phase is, don't you? That's when the painting isn't working, and no matter what you do, it continues to be stubborn. It's when you let go and listen to the beginning and to listen to the painting, what the painting has to say. And then the painting will begin to respond to your brush. When you start listening to what you really want, and as I said, things start falling into place, this is because you decided to take action. And action is magical. What it boils down to is letting go of your buts, those X, Y, Z excuses, which, by the way, are actually those self-imposed limitations that you placed on yourself that are holding you back. They're self-imposed, guys. They're self-imposed. They're not real. So it's time for you to say goodbye to your XYZ excuses and your buts. So I invite you to do this one thing this week. I want this week for you to become aware of how many times you say the word but when making excuses about what you want to be. Take a good look and finally say yes to becoming you, because you're the only one who can do it. Leave a comment. Tell me how many times you use the word but. I would do this, but I can't because of. Leave a comment because I love your comments. I'll see you next week. Be safe. Happy New Year. I'll talk to you then. Bye.